From messy friends to messy neighbors to entitled family members, Zach and Fatima have been dealing with the most this season. Will their relationship survive? Let's talk about it. Join the conversation below. What do y'all think of Tyler Perry's Zatima season 2 so far? Because if I'm not mistaken, there's only 2 more episodes left, episode 9 and episode 10. And for those two, I might as well do the synopsis for those two right now. Okay, Tyler Perry's Zatima season 2, episode 9. It's called The Dinner Diagnosis. Zach is tricked into a dinner intervention by Fatima and some ugly truths are revealed. Bryce admits to his big girl fetish and other acquired tastes. For season 2, episode 10, it's called The Good with the Bad. And it says Zach's childhood trauma causes new issues in his relationship with Fatima. And Fatima's parents meet Zach for the first time, and it's a disaster. I said, well, technically, he kind of met her mother already, but I'm guessing as a couple, as a, union, that's the first time. But I said, look, they've been dealing with the most. I said, I've seen some people come in, and I said this before in my other review. Some people have been coming in that as fans, we think that it's going to be a fairy tale. And I was like, well, me personally, I don't think of it as a fairy tale, but we didn't expect them to. They haven't finished dealing with they haven't finished dealing with Heather. They haven't finished dealing with Karen. They haven't finished dealing with their own. Look, they got their parents. Deja over here. Look, I could have handled Deja. I could have handled dealing with Deja because it's always going to be one person or somebody from your past or an ex or something that pop up that try to stir the pot and see if they still got it and just, try to interfere with your relationship. But they got so much going on at one time. You got Heather. You got Karen. You got Deja. You got, what's his name? Paul. You got Connie. You got Zach Mama. You got, well, she just want money and she left. We haven't seen her since she left him for that $100. Fatima mama already revealing that she a hater. I seen some comments. I don't want to say spoilers because I don't know if it's true or not. Well, spoilers can be true or not true. It said that Fatima dad actually gonna kind of be on Zach's side. But before we get into that, we gotta talk about I left off some people because we got Heather, we got Karen, we got Deja, we got Paul, Connie, Zach, Mama, Fatima parents. They in a circle. Belinda, you got Nate. Nate should have been at the top of the list with his hating self. Belinda, Nate, Angela is questionable. Tony is sometimes questionable. I feel like Tony out of their friend group is the main one that I would say is a friend. Angela, she throw a lot of rocks and hide her hand. She throw a whole lot of rocks, hide her hand. It's like what I've been saying lately. I say some people who they think that just because they threw rocks and hit their hand that nobody saw them throw the rocks. And I'm sure we all know somebody like that who throws all type of rocks. And then when you react a certain way or react at all, they be like, oh, I don't know why they would do that. Yes, you do. And I feel like that's Angela. I feel like she's that person. But like I said, Tony is questionable because Nate said something on episode 8. I said 9. Episode 8. When they was in the car, he was like, make up your mind. You a flip-flopper. I think he was in the car then. But yeah, I said, indeed, I agree. He a flip-flopper. But he's like, I never said I was on your side. But you participating. You encouraging the shenanigans or whatever. But what should we talk about first? It was something. I'm sure it's some more people. I already got Heather, Karen, Deja, Paul, Connie, Zach, Mama, Fatima parents. I should, instead of Zach Mama, I should have said Jeremiah because he already making little comments and everything. But I think I should have just put Zach family. Belinda, Nate, Angela, Tony, Bryce over here, he just needs to walk in whatever his truth is. But according to episode 9, it says Bryce admits to his big girl fetish and other acquired tastes. I'm guessing all of this happens during the dinner or either after the dinner. But yeah, Zach is tricked into a dinner intervention by Fatima. And if y'all didn't know, if y'all haven't checked out the episodes, it's on BT Plus now. People have been posting it on Facebook as well as Instagram. So look, you really got a lot of ways to watch. So check Facebook, check Instagram, it's on there. And sometimes they don't take it down either. But yeah, Zach is tricked into a dinner intervention by Fatima because Fatima had Dr. Reed, the doctor that Paul introduced her to come so he could talk to Zach and Angela now. Fatima doesn't want to bring up her thing. This is my thing. With season 2, I think that it's okay. I like it. I like it. I like it definitely better than Sister, that's for sure. But my thing is, it's some things I like when shows pick up where they left off. Like if we ended with the phone, I think it was a phone call. No, it's an email that the DNA test result swear back. I would have loved for them to pick up right there, and they show like their reactions to the news. Then they get to talking about the Ian situation. They didn't talk about Ian. They didn't talk about his mama. We ain't heard nothing about it. And according to these spoilers, not the spoilers. I keep saying spoilers. According to these episode synopsis, they not gonna talk about Ian. So like, is Ian even on the show anymore? They should have been talking about Ian. They should have been talking about her abortion because she don't want to talk about her stuff. I say, look, if you make Angela mad enough, even I ain't you gonna say mad enough. If Angela has told Belinda, Zach will find out about the abortion because apparently Fatima hasn't told him. So we don't know. Ian's no longer on there. That's one thing I don't like because they should have wrapped that up. Because now in upcoming seasons, more than likely they're gonna speak on it. Ian, mama invitation to dinner, and she's supposed to been going. She's supposed to been going, and we never did find out about that. Look, I said I could have dealt with Deja, but Deja over here, she trying to. Just gonna do a little recap. So for people, because everybody don't have access. Sometimes people can only learn what happened through videos like this. But again, this is for Tyler Perry's Zatima season 2. So far, I think the season finale is next week. I had to double check, but I think so. How are you liking season 2? If you haven't already, like this video, share this video, subscribe. We on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We almost there. But yeah, we're just doing a recap and just talking about season 2 so far. I said I might as well go and do this before it get noisy and everybody start coming over and all that. So I gonna get this done. Okay, what we was talking about? I wanted to talk about, we got to do a recap starting from episode 1, but I really wanted to talk about Deja. Like I said, I could have dealt with her. Because, like I said, they already got to deal with the Heather situation. They already got to deal with Karen. They got to deal with the neighbor, of course. But all these, look, it's too much, especially within your inner circle. You got Belinda, Nate, Angela's questionable, Tony. That's, like I said, after 4 of them, let me make sure I'm counting there. After 4, because it's Nate, it's Tony, it's Belinda and Angela. Yeah, after 4 of them, Tony would be the one I would say is the real friend out of the. Because of course, it got to be the writing because everybody can't be bad, right? Now Nate shouldn't be no friend. I'm gonna just put that out there. I said in my review, I think more than likely I did, because I be saying this all the time. People take things lightly. I be trying to look for life lessons, y'all, because I don't just look for entertainment. I try to find the message within it. But it's just like the thing with Mr. Tyrone. Let me write that down because I love his advice. I ain't like how he call women names, but I like the other advice. But if people like Nate he was willing to, more than likely he created the fake profile along with Belinda because she knew the routine. She knew that they went in the doggone staircase to turn in their work. That whole little situation did not make sense. Because who gonna tell you, hello, I'm right here. I'm at the house. I'm in my house right now. And you on a dating site. Do you know how many people be on a dating site? Do you know you inviting danger? Who would willingly invite danger like that? That don't make sense. They they didn't think, because he had and I didn't talk about this part. He had said something about the other day when she was supposed to be at work, and he was like, no, she wasn't at work. He knew where she was at and all that stuff. Like, so he's saying it's accurate. So who knew that she was with Angela, Belinda? So they in it together, and I was like, look, if you willing to do that over a relationship, what would you do over something? I ain't gonna say more serious because some people take their relationship seriously. Some people don't. A whole lot of people don't, actually. But if you that envious that you would do that over that, imagine y'all work at the same place and you see him get a promotion. What would you do then? Or if you see him trying to buy a property, you gonna go talk to the real estate person and say, no, you don't want to do business with him. Like, how far would you be willing to go? And I always look at stuff like that because no, like, Nate shouldn't be no friend. And Tony, like, I understand, because this one no situation where they be arguing on social media. They be like, if you friends with my enemy, then we can't be friends and stuff like that. And some people like, no, if they didn't do nothing to me, or if you was in the wrong, then it's a different story. I'm like, yeah, if you was in the wrong, I'm not gonna try to tell you who you can. First of all, I ain't gonna tell you who you can and can't talk to anyway. But it's how you act afterwards, after you fool with them again, or during your time of fooling with them. How do you act? It's okay. I feel like it would be okay in certain cases if you talk to somebody that I don't fool with. Just don't bring me up. That just don't discuss me. But then it becomes a problem because it's like, okay, if it's what I'm saying gonna go in one ear, I'm not explaining fully. If what I'm saying gonna go in one ear and not the other, and what they saying gonna stay, and every time you gonna bring up what they said or what they did, or oh well they don't do this, or you gonna act completely different. Hold on, my earthing about to fall out. How do you act? Like I said, I could just summarize it in this question: how do you act once you start fooling with that person, or continue fooling with that person? Because some people they choose to act differently. But yeah, Nate, I just think that Zach need to cut him off. Him, Belinda got to go. No question about that. They should not continue to be friends. Now, if Tony chooses to still associate with Nate, or Angela chooses to still associate with Belinda, you can say that's fine, that's cool. Just don't bring up Fatima, just don't bring up Zach. But that's gonna be a problem. Watch, cause Belinda's sitting up here, steady up here, lying. I almost cussed. I said she keep on. Yeah, I was just. She know he low down. She know he. I was just trying to see. I was trying to prove to her that he's gonna cheat. I said you lying. I said you a little liar. You was trying to get there. You know what? You know what you was doing. So I was just. What was sweet? Okay, so let's say you right and you was trying to prove that he a cheater. How far was you willing to go? You know, and Fatima did right by cutting her off, but I feel like Angela's gonna be the one that's gonna be her downfall because she's smack dead in the middle. And it's not just like she smack dead in the middle and she just like we both been friends with her. I can't cut her off just because you and her fell out or something. Y'all reporting stuff that's going on in this girl relationship. Like the reason y'all they ain't friends no more is because I'm getting loud stuff. The reason they ain't friends is no more and stuff is because of how she's trying to sleep with him and all this stuff. And you still sharing information, you sharing the video, you sharing pics. Everybody running around taking these doggone pics and sharing videos and stuff. Look, I said it's bad enough that you got outside people. I mean, everybody outside of their relationship, obviously, but what I mean is their inner circle. It's bad enough you got people on the outside trying to break y'all up. These people are supposed to be your right hand man, your right hand women, all this stuff, your best friends, your sisters, your brothers, and stuff like that. And they trying to sabotage. I mean, at this point, Zach and Fatima just ruining their own relationship, to be honest, because there's no foundation at all. And like I've been saying on Sisters and on here, they should not be getting married. That's one thing. You can stay together and work towards that, but you should not. And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact, of course, the writing. Then it's the fact that it's supposed to be a spinoff. If it's a spinoff, the other show is supposed to already be out there. They rushed into it. They rushed the little proposal thing, rushed the marriage thing. Look, I mean, they ain't married yet. I said they ain't married yet. They ain't married yet. But still, I say yeah. I think that I can agree with what Tony said. Take marriage off the table right now. Down the line, y'all can stay engaged and learn more about each other and all this stuff because y'all got so much to overcome. It's already stuff. Y'all just got engaged, just got together, just got engaged. Everything coming at y'all all at once to try to stop it. That doesn't mean that y'all shouldn't be together because, of course, when think about the people who not supposed to be together and they just over here. I ain't even gonna say in peace because they keep living a chaotic life and stuff like that. But to them, that's peace. Oh, we cool. We argue every day. Look, Zach and Fatima over here arguing this every episode. They into it or they don't talk. Zach brought up a good point. He said Fatima doesn't communicate and stuff, and I agree. She doesn't communicate. She says she has to process things. But I feel like that's a problem, and that's what Dr. Reed gonna end up having to tell her if they even get that far during this doggone dinner. But yeah, I don't know how they're gonna summarize everything in these last two episodes because they didn't even finish what happened in season one. So like, it's some stuff that's not fun to get addressed. It's some stuff like we probably ain't gonna hear about. Well, they said Zach's childhood trauma. I don't know if his mama gonna pop back up. I don't know, but I do want to bring up before because I might not remember it. Fatima mama said that they know something about Zach that they don't think she knows. She already brought up the two baby mamas. That he been to jail both times and all this stuff. But she said something she doesn't know. I was like, what's that about the stock? She probably know about the stock thing too, but she knows about that. Or is it about something else they haven't brought to our attention yet? I'm ready to see season finale now. They should have uploaded early. But then we ain't gonna have nothing to watch. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I wanted to get into this show called, I had seen the trailer. It's True Lies on Paramount. I keep forgetting to look at it. Let me look. There's probably somewhere else too. Let me write it down if I forget. Okay, I supposed to start from which code? But yeah, I had to talk about that. Who we gonna go with first? I really look again, Deja, because Deja, Zach. You have no obligation to her. Why do you keep running? I know y'all seen that. Did y'all feel the same way I did when I seen every time she said jump, you jump? How would it? How does it? I wonder how. I about to say how he feel. Like he could tell me how he feel. I about to say how you feel now, because he once she said she was suing both of them or whatever, and he's like, nope, don't touch me, and stood back against the car. I said, yeah, how I feel, because you've been running, jumping. I was like, I was trying to get him. Trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, maybe he just doing everything she said so because he know where she headed, or he just see everybody else trying to get money out of him, or he's trying to protect Fatima so she won't try to press charges because she been studying talking about her lawyer this, her lawyer that. She seen a doctor this, doctor that. So I'm like, maybe that. But you ain't got to do all that. How did she get in the doggone bathtub? How did she get in the bathtub? How she get out the bathtub? How she get in the car, how she get out the car. Like I said on my review, of course you can start the struggle and stuff. Just because you woke up not in pain doesn't mean you're going to end the day not in pain. Or you got in the car, you weren't going to be... But this is Deja. We know she faking. He knows she faking. He admitted she faking. He also admitted that he wanted to sleep with her. You know. But so I said, he flirting with danger. For her to say she was gonna sue him was first she said Fatima, then she was like, she taking both of them to court. She doing like, who sent you? Like I would keep asking that question because apparently everybody sending somebody to get this man money. I said at this point Zach should be broke. He should not have anything at this point. But where are they finding this man address from? I don't understand where they getting this address from. But yeah, she told my son. And I said, yeah, because he was making me mad how he killed. Every time she called, I'm going to just go over there. And Fatima didn't say nothing when she seen him again coming out of there. And I'm like, and he told her basically that, he knows she know that nothing happened or else she would have been shooting up some stuff. He told Tony that as well. And I was like, we would have had a problem. That's too many times. Then she notices he was on hard and all this other stuff. And I was like, man, well, okay, we're going to go back to episode 1. We about to do a little recap. It started because Zach and they actually argued on the recent episodes about this. About they had a disagreement about, being intimate and stuff. Fatima was like, it's too much. He wanted all the time, and that's what I had said. I said they talking like she hadn't slept with him in ages. Like this been months. Y'all ain't slept together. It's been some months. It's been a whole year since we slept together, or we haven't slept together at all. You literally just got through sleeping with her the other day. Like what? The way he talked, Nate. I think he said Tony told him about that she ain't giving it up. And I said, like, technically she did give it up. She just don't want to continue to give it up that much, So that was her idea to get this doggone toy. But yeah, they was like on the synopsis, they was like dealing with the fallout from the hot tub incident. And I'm guessing that because they just brought this doggone ambulance over here, had an ambulance brought over there. I said, I think she won't trying to get it on record to show like, oh, she dragged me. Cause then she got evidence. Well, I wouldn't say evidence, but what they call it, a witness statement. The dude Nate was there. He knows that she actually did drag him out. Look, I was like, at this point, this is why I said they should have ended sisters first, because had Madam already handled her or not? Because apparently she ain't that scared of Madam, because she was acting like she was scared. But then we also seen on Sisters again, she was still flirting and stuff. She was like, but she's scared of Madam. Do you know who her cousin is? It's Madam. We all know about Madam and all this other stuff. But then she still flirting with Zach. And then Zach was like, is that her right there? What you said she look like? Oh, we ain't even seen no, I wonder is we gonna see next season Zach and Madam introductions. Because I don't think we haven't seen that. Let me see, Zach and Madam introduction. I might do a short on it. Introduction. How would they go? Look, I wonder how they would go. But yeah, I said that's why they shouldn't did the spinoff yet, because even though it's better than Sisters to me. Comment down below what y'all think, because I seen people like, oh, I can't do this without watching Sisters, and I was like, yeah, I need some old videos, because Sisters was my main video, I think. But I think Zatima's better. I don't like the writing on neither one of them, but I think the writing is better on here. But yeah, that's why I said they should have finalized everything. They should have finished that all the way before, because it's confusing. Like, Madam didn't talk to her yet, or did she already talk to her? But yeah, Deja pretend to be hurt at this point on the beginning of the season. Fatima suggests Zach get the toy or use the toy. At first he was against it at first, but he ended up using it for real. um, they talk about the old family drama. That's when Zach brother came to my son. He needs to go. You need to go see mama. Look, I said, now Zach, you over here beating up on Paul. You beating up on Aaron, on sisters. You just beating up everybody. You ready to jump. Nate should be one you beating up. Jeremiah, now he finally bent Nate's finger and everything, so I give him that. But Jeremiah over here, I don't like that. He trying to use the fact that Zach went to that he went. He keeps saying he went to jail because of Zach. He went to jail. He went to jail for Zach. And I said, well, they both was in jail. So what was it? Something Zach had him doing, and he obviously feels guilty about it. He obviously feels guilty. He feels what's it called? What do they call it? He feels obligated. Obligated ain't the word, but it kind of is. He feels dogged. What's the word I'm looking for? He feels indebted. He feels obligated. He feels like he ain't got no choice. That's how you repay him. Every time Jeremiah said jump, he jumped. He done gave him this money. He still won't. What did he do with that money? What did he do? I want to know what he did. So I think it's gonna come a time on one of these seasons of Zatima that Zach gonna have to set him straight. They're gonna get into this big disagreement, or he gonna come at Fatima wrong because he already been making comments about Fatima. So why am I clapping? Why am I doing my hands? If y'all can see my movements. But I think it's gonna be a problem. They also say on episode what was it? Episode 10, the last I think this is supposed to be the last episode. So I wonder is his family gonna pop up at the end. Ooh. Then we gotta wait again. How long y'all think it's gonna be before we see another season? Well, season 3. But it says Zach's childhood trauma causes new issues. So I'm like, okay, what's the new issue? Because they already ain't got trust. They ain't got no foundation. They ain't got diddly freaking squad. I'm disappointed. But I'm still holding out hope for them. I definitely am. Where we stop at? We stopped at the family mess. Then it said Angela offers Angela over here. Who sent Paul? Look, I told y'all. I'm like, I be studying like who sent you? Because like at this point we learned that they willing to go to the extreme to break these folks up. But Zach had when he was questioning Paul, he was like, okay, how did she get the flat tire? Did you put the tire on flat? Because he's like, he was in construction and everything. They never parked near those vehicles. So it's like, okay, I want to see them do a reveal if he is. I want to see him talking to whoever it is because he been still pressing her. Like, okay, you did all that talk on this. What was it? Episode 8 or episode 7? One of those episodes where he came to Fatima office. He was like, that's his last week. He was talking about how he want to take her to dinner and all this stuff. And then he started talking about when a man cheats and a woman cheats and all this stuff about cheating and just trying to get in her head about Zach and his behavior and everything. I said, and what that say about you? That you continue to pursue her after she done told you. You don't see for yourself she got a man. You done heard her tell you repeatedly she got a man. My thing is, she hasn't told Zach about him flirting or him exing. Just nothing. They ain't communicating. Now, so when you omit information, when you leave out information, that gives people a one up on you. And the way I live it in those situations, I'll be like, no, I'm gonna tell you. So that way, they come trying to tell you, you already know you heard it from me, and that's what she messing up at. Because the doctor thing, the meeting up with Paul thing, the talking about not the meeting up with Paul, the Paul telling her that. Excuse me, Lord Jesus. Paul telling her that he like her. He's not when she was trying to hook him up with Angela, and he was like basically saying he want her and everything. She didn't tell that. It's like sisters when Zach got from the shop. Like Fatima was mad because she's like that's not the routine. That's not how things usually go. He usually call. He messed up because he didn't talk to her. As soon as he got out of there, not to say you just got to do that all the time, but if you know people stir up stuff a lot and just been steady coming at y'all relationship, that's what you do. That's one way you can build trust. Look, as soon as he got out that doggone salon, we had a good meeting. She was actually nice to me. She actually agreed to sign the document. She didn't want to sign it at first. She wanted to sign it, but I told her to have her lawyer look over it because I didn't want her to feel like I was cheating her. I ain't want her to go in there blindsided. We walked out the salon, out the back office or whatever. We was in there alone. We walked out. I was finna go. She told me to give her a hug. She lift her hands up. Look, you ain't got to describe. I said describe. You ain't got to describe all the details, but look, I was finna walk out the door. I came back because she wanted to hug. I hugged her. We hugged. She kissed me on the jaw and I left, and that was it. She, of course, Fatima would have been mad about cause why she kissed you on the jaw, but at least she heard it from you. Cause then when the picture came, you like, I already know about that. You over here showing me stuff I already know about. Exactly with the Paul thing. So we was in this elevator, yeah. Um, we was talking about the tire. We was talking about this. He actually, I tried to hook him up with Angela. He said he didn't want Angela. The women he used to go with looked like me. He was trying to put the moves on me. You was right. He did want me and all this stuff. I don't know if he set the tire thing on flat. I don't know if he put the tire on flat, but I mean, you could tell people all that and they still, if they just insecure and just somebody who just don't trust nobody, it don't matter what you say. It don't matter what evidence you provide. They gonna think what they think until they don't think it no more. But like, at least that gives them a chance to see, like, oh, okay, I already knew about that. I already knew. You think she didn't tell me that you asked out on a dinner? It's out on a dinner. Lord Jesus. You don't think she did tell me that you asked to dinner? You don't think she told me about the situation in the elevator? I know about all that. I know. So if they know about the video about Zach getting pinned up and everything, was it audio in there as well? How did they get the video? Like, it's revealed that Angela works with her. I didn't even know she worked with her or whatever. I thought she worked somewhere else. But so how did they get the video? Like, what department does Angela work in? Why did we never see Angela? If she worked in the same building as Fatima and Andy and them, I was like, look, it's a bunch of stuff that's just like don't make sense. But yeah, I was like, okay, how did she get the video? What department does she work in? What's that audio? If there was audio, does they know? If they know about that, do they know that Paul was trying to put the moves on Fatima? Is they gonna tell that part too? But it's about to get ready to the end, so I'm like, look, it's a lot of loose ends that just like on Sisters. But where else we stopped at? Angela off Fatima. Oh, for Angela, that's where Angela was telling Fatima, keep your options open and all this stuff. If she's engaged, there is no other option, baby. I was like, baby, ain't no sweetheart. Ain't no options. Like, if she just dating, then yeah, I would say that. Some people date multiple people at one time. If you into that, then you into that. But you engaged, ain't no options open. They are engaged. Do she know they engaged? They make me question it. Does she know that they engaged? I think she do know. Let me see. Cause they got engaged, and I think I gotta go back and watch because I think they are. I think she did tell her she was engaged. But yeah, they was talking about episode 4, the video is Zach, Belinda and Angela gonna tell it. I was like, look, when I give them that benefit of the doubt, because if Belinda, Angela, and Fatima just used to sharing details about each other's lives and just telling stuff like that, then of course it's gonna be hard for Angela. I would say, be hard for her to stop it because y'all been doing that for years. It's gonna be hard, especially when you still fool with her, but Fatima don't. But then it's about Fatima dude, so it can't be that hard. If it don't concern you, it don't concern you. You didn't have to show her. But also when who was it? Who was that? Was it Tony? Yeah, it was Tony. When Zach was talking to Tony about the video on episode 7, I think episode 7. He was like, show him, and he didn't get to see it. And they ain't talking about how Zach headbutted him though. But yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on. A whole bunch of stuff going on at one time. I think on this one it says Fatima was struggling with basically telling her mama about her and Zach. And she had brought that up before, that she hadn't told them they was together, they engaged, they living together, none of that. And this gonna get ready to be like I said, another problem. Outside force. Look, I wish they foundation. Look, it's very much given they shouldn't be together, to be honest. If we being honest, this is what you call toxic. If anybody able to just this is why they tell you to have a solid foundation. Anytime somebody show them something or tell them something, like even with Zach telling Deja, no, how this girl gonna sit up here and try to convince him that Fatima only want money when she was there when he didn't have money? And that don't mean nothing, because some people wait till you get up, because some people can see in you the good, that it's gonna be something great, or you're gonna do great things, or just come and hold a lot of money, and they'll stay there for surveillance to make sure you get there, and they get theirs once you get there. So I ain't gonna say it like that. Baba said, why was she was there? I said, that's the case. Karen was there mainly. Because they also, something I don't agree with, they said Karen only wants Zach back because he got money. And I said, no, she want him back because he finally being the man she never encouraged him to be, but wanted him to be. Like, that's the best way I could summarize it. I don't agree with that. I think she just sees, like, it's the what they said. I think Tyler Perry said it in one of his plays or shows, about how you can put all this work and effort into a man and all this stuff only for him to go willingly do it for the next woman. It's like you, I don't want to say built him up or just, how did they say it? It's something, it's one of the Tyler Perry shows. Like he said that. And I said, that's what Karen mindset is. It's not about no doggone money. Even if they write it to that. It's not about money. It's like, for years, she even on season one, wasn't it season one where she talked about wanting a baby and stuff? And I was like, yeah, it's not about money. It's about the fact that she genuinely, Five Below, hold on. She genuinely, like, wanted him to be different, but she never spoke that into him. So, which isn't fully her responsibility because he grew up in, we seeing now why he act the way he do, because he look at his people from the parent to the sibling. Just Jeremiah, we ain't seen him but a few times. I'm already tired of seeing him. I'd rather deal with Nate. No, I'm sick of Nate too. I'll tell that lie. I'm sick of Nate too. Okay, let's see what else we got. Let's talk about Zach and Fatima dealing with trust issues. At that point, I'm thinking it's the elevator scene. It definitely is the elevator scene because next he's talking about Bryce. The elevator scene where Zatima, he saw her getting off her knees, and why would she be in the elevator? I mean, granted, again, people do be doing that stuff on their job in person, where like people where they can see her and stuff. Then okay, if they got a video of when Zach and him was fighting, then more than likely they gotta, not to say you gotta show evidence every time you have an interaction with somebody of the opposite sex or just anybody in general. But if you got a video, I wonder how far back that video goes. Because they got a video of Zach and him fighting. Do they got it where he headbutted him? Do they got it where they was alone beforehand? So like if you see the video, you can actually see that the elevator actually did mess up and she wasn't on her knees doing nothing. She on her knees. You saw her getting off. Look, Zach was just mad at that point. He was just mad about it. Zach got a lot going on. Look, people come in and they stir up so much mess, but at the same time, if it was never there, I feel like you know how they say you carry stuff for so long that sometimes stuff can come to trigger you and you realize you really wasn't over it to begin with. I think that's what's happening with Zach. The whole childhood thing, his mama leaving him, just all that. But yeah, they dealing with trust issues because all these people they don't let them get over one thing. They ain't deal with the Heather. I mean, on Sisters, they finally worked out an agreement with Heather. Karen says she not signing the papers no more. So, we still dealing with that. Then the next door neighbor, Deja, we still dealing with her. And she gonna had it. She was the one I was talking about that said Fatima was using him for his money. I said, how did you know he had money? Probably Nate, because they was together, they was involved or whatever. I said, they'd let you know. Also, I forgot about that when he hooked up with Deja, and it's like you knew that she wanted your homeboy, but and he still wanted cause Tony was questioning Zach about that. He was like, you still want to go with it even after Nate? He was like, I think he said he didn't want to, or that's what made him not want to. That's what made you not want to. I don't know, but I said, look, why would you even want to? She just so she could get to you. She slept with your boy, and she knows why. Even the fact that she has no self-respect, she ain't got no respect for. She's showing you who she is. So imagine you actually do sleep with her. Whether he do it or don't, I feel like they're gonna have to handle her some type of way because if he sleeps with her, she gonna use that to her advantage. If he doesn't sleep with her, she's still gonna use that to her advantage. And how so? Because if she sleep with him, she could say, and he tried to charge her rent, she could say he was sexually harassing her. They slept together, and he been using that against her, or he just something crazy. She could say. If he doesn't sleep with her, they got photos of him with her on the lap. Just she could say sexual harassment. She could say anything really. She could, and then it's just how it works sometimes. And I was like, so either way, they got to be careful. But Fatima did tell him as soon as she don't got the rent, she gonna try to sleep with him, which is true. And I said she ain't had the rent but 1 month, then even if that. But yeah, let's see. It says Zach has to try to get ward off Deja. She's still trying to get at him, trying hard. She's showing pictures talking about this another thing, another doggone picture. I'm guessing this is a picture or a video or whatever. Without context, another picture or video without context. Cause this episode was about when they was at Club Eden, and the dude came up talking to Angela. The dude came up. I think I threw it away. What was this boy's name? Uh, I wrote it down, but I need to stop throwing away my notes. But yeah, he was the one talking to Angela. So I'm like, okay, did you send him after her? Did you send him after her? But he actually went to Angela instead of Fatima, or what? Like, I don't know, because she was like, but she said her homegirl was worked there and was like, oh, she with a dude now and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, for you to take these pictures, they keep taking these pictures, but for, like I said, for sisters, if you sat there long enough to see their whole interaction with you had to already been in there, right? Unless you just weren't paying attention, but I highly doubt that. So you mean to tell me you sat there when they was at the salon that entire time, you saw their interaction, you saw him about to leave, you saw Karen ask for a hug, you saw them hug, you saw her kiss him on the jaw, but you still sent the photo and you didn't, you talking about you knew her homegirl, you knew your homegirl, you friends with, Angela said it was her friend, but you knew her homegirl talked to him and all this stuff. That's why you felt the need to send a photo. Okay, so why didn't you feel the need to provide context and say, oh, he was finna go and she just asked him for a hug. So he hugged her and she kissed him on the jaw and then he left and that's what happened. You didn't say none of that. They never revealed who the friend was that took the doggone photo or nothing. So now they got another person taking photos. Send it to Deja. Then say the dude was over here flirting with Angela, wanted Angela. Now they had slept together and everything. Didn't say nothing. But okay, then they got the situation where Bryce confronted Angela about ghosting him, and he insists he doesn't know why. Nathan and Tony are shocked when they find a dating profile for Fatima. Okay, and this the part where and Fatima went over to stay with Angela for the night, and she was with the guy. And Bryce came saying, who was that? I said, he mad. Look, Bryce be getting mad. It's just like he got mad with Zach. Somebody said he been acting weird. And he just got mad with him, questioning him. And I said, he gonna get enough by study pretending. Like, he stayed pretending like he don't know. I don't know why you been acting that way. You been acting weird. And he keeps saying he don't know why Angela. Even after Zach told him about, he told Fatima about the kissing, the attempt to kiss him and everything. And he's like, does Angela know? He's like, he don't know, but more than likely, yes. And you like, I don't know. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. That make you look worse. It's bad enough. Like I said this. I've been saying this lately too. It's bad enough when you commit the act. The fact that you can't admit to it, or you trying to rewrite history and suggest that you never did what you did, it further implies that you ain't worth. You know what? That you ain't remorseful. You don't regret what you did. You don't feel no type of way. You don't feel bad about what you did. Like, it's one thing to do that. For you to say you never did anything, it's a problem. But yeah, he's over here talking about how you gonna confront somebody anyway. She should be confronting you about lying. But then the dating profile thing. I think when I first did the synopsis, I was like, maybe it's an old profile. It's a dating app, right? But then he said the name was like, it was something sexual. And I said, that ain't hood. That don't even make sense. And then he was like, okay, first he said she at this address and all this stuff. There was already a red flag, because who gonna put their address? I mean, some people actually do. They tell wherever, if they go, look, I'm at the Walmart right now. I'm at the Walmart, and they tell the location, they tell everything, which is unsafe. So don't be out there doing it, y'all. But then he had the audacity. I'm skipping ahead, but talking about some. First it was like she was at Angela's house or whatever. Then it was like she at work. Who gonna tell? Or she's at home. She this. Who gonna tell you? I think I said that about home. I meant to say at work. I think. Who gonna tell you their location like that? And you a stranger. And if it's a dating app, that means that. And also, I said in my recent review, if you haven't checked it out, it's on my channel. I said, and Belinda and him putting her in danger, because if that's a real dating app, they don't put her doggone address. They don't put Angela address. They don't put where she worked and all that. You inviting people to come find this lady. And then you got her picture, so they know who to look for. And then she be like, who is this? And she don't even know you, and you don't sit up here and set all this stuff up. And I was like, so more than likely, Belinda put the profile up, but Nate is helping her. So it's like, look, I don't know. But yeah, they talking about they shot, and that's why Nate called Tony a flip flopper because one minute he like, ooh, all this stuff, but they eventually ended up convincing Zach foolish tale. And I was like, how you gonna let these two convince you that they telling the truth? That don't even make sense. I mean, she did text was like she gonna be out late, so it was like, but in the staircase where she worked, where everybody at, I don't know. But then what made Angela look like she was telling a story? Because she gonna sit up here and say, she's gone. She's gone. She kept saying Fatima's gone. She left. I'm guessing because Fatima said, I think Fatima had told her she was going to go because, you know, she's supposed to be texting. She's supposed to be having Angela to text Dr. Reed and everything. So I'll give her that because I about to say, you making it seem like she guilty for real because you instead of saying, then he looks over there at her car and she said, oh, I guess she's not gone. And I was like, okay. What made me, I was like, okay, wait a minute, I'm confused because I'm like, I thought they was gonna meet up somewhere else. And again, I'm skipping it. I might as well go and say this. I wasn't expecting them to meet up. Then they showed that she was at the job and they like, there she go, and she walking and stuff. And she goes into the staircase. And that's what made Zach get out and like, he finna go. And then, you know, Angela revealed what she revealed. But okay, the next one's episode 7. It says, Zach's wavering faith in his relationship with Fatima leads him to unsolicited advice from a much more seasoned person. Fatima deceives Zach in the effort to help him. Okay, basically he actually sought out the help of Tony. Not the help, the advice of Tony. And Tony basically told him, like, something I agree with that he said is don't get married. And I agree with that right now, don't get married. Call off the wedding. Or, I mean, technically they ain't rushing to get married, so they could still be engaged, but right now it should be a pause because y'all foundation is rocket in the mud. Y'all foundation is actually quicksand and it's going down very fast at this point. But yeah, Tony telling him about that. He's like, if you gonna be with, because he said he don't need him to act like Nate. So he said, okay, if you gonna be with her, you gonna be with her. But if you're gonna be single, then you need to be single, and whatever. And I can agree with that as well. But what got me was the Mr. Tyrone advice. Look, I said, look, aside from him like calling women out their names and all this stuff, talking about the women he could get or the women he had and all this stuff, like you could have left that part out. But the part about be careful who you listen to, I agree with that because he said if you want wisdom, go to wisdom. And I said, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But I don't. It's not. He also said, you be listening to young cats and these young people and all this, and that's where I disagree as well, because you can be old and not have wisdom. You could be young and have all the wisdom. You ever met a younger person who got more wisdom than an older person? I know some people in their 70s who lack wisdom. I know some people who in their teenage stage and they got wisdom. So yeah, that part. But yeah, he said that he heard, because Zach was like, you don't, he told him he had a good woman. He was like, you don't even know her. He's like, I hear them talking about her. Then he's like, I also hear them talking about how they gonna break y'all up. And I said, tell him. I would have to tell him. So y'all been plotting to break me and Fatima up. But even after that advice, I guess it's gonna take a while. It gotta marinate first, y'all. The advice he gave gonna have to marinate in his head. He gonna have to have some time. Look, they need to, at this point, Zach and Fatima need to go on a vacation. They need to do some alone time, away from their doggone friends, away from their doggone family. Where they need, or look, first they need some separation time. They need to decide if some time away from each other to decide if this is what they really want. Then they're gonna need some, once they realize it is what they want, they're gonna need some time together, away from these folks, because it's too many people on their ear. Too many people on their ear. I said on their ear. Too many people in their ear. On their ear. But yeah. When they said that she deceives them, basically y'all already know if y'all watched it. If y'all didn't, I need to start talking like I need to start assuming that it's some people that's listening who haven't actually, who don't have access to watch Zatima. So basically, y'all, Fatima took Paul's advice, got the therapist number, Dr. Reed, and she goes to see the doctor. She runs into Paul. Paul introduces them and everything. He's talking about something. Paul's a nice guy. So it don't matter. She in a relationship. She engaged. Why y'all keep talking like if she just dating, then maybe, possibly. If they into that thing and they got the type of agreement. That's another thing. You gotta have the agreement. But yeah, I was like, see, it don't matter if he a good guy or not. But yeah, excuse me. Basically, she goes in Dr. Reed's office talking about Zach's the problem, Zach's the problem, Zach's the problem. that summarized the whole visit. Dr. Reese is trying to say usually it's more than one person with the problems and everything. And she's like, no, I don't have a problem. Then she brings up her friend Bryce, not Bryce, Angela and Bryce. And she's still talking as if she don't got no problem. I said, you ain't even told him about the abortion. Y'all, granted, you ain't gonna learn everything about somebody, whether you date for years or you just started. It's some things you just gonna have to find out as life progresses. But look, it was skipping. Hopefully it got it. But what I was about to say, I forgot something about Fatima. Oh yeah, she was just basically saying how she ain't got no type of problems, nothing going on with her. It's Zach. But she was like she want him to come to dinner. He eventually agrees to come to dinner, but he was like he don't think that's a good idea. And even Angela, look, I said Angela, look, sometimes you can say some stuff, you can give advice that makes sense, and that would be the advice that didn't make sense. She was also right about men don't like when you like the whole tire thing. Zach was like, why you didn't call me? She was right about that as well. But yeah, she was like basically saying she don't think that's a good idea to invite Dr. Reed over. Especially, I don't think it was a good idea anyways. But when he definitely finds out that he a friend of Paul, she like, so you swapping numbers and stuff. Then when she paid Paul for the tire, her number was on the check. So he gonna use that doggone number. He is. Look, something gonna have to pop off to make her go in Paul's face. More than likely, that's what's gonna happen. But he said this is his last week. We'll see. We'll see if that's his last week for real. I just don't think that's the last we've seen of him, or we'll see of him. Where'd it go? Where? Oh, it's right there in my face. Lord Jesus. But yeah, she don't deceive her. She don't got Angela. At this point on this episode, I think this was the episode. No, it was the next episode. It says Zach's suspicion making her question Nathan's involvement with Fatima's dating app profile because that's the picture you see right there. Basically, because Fatima told him it had to be somebody that she knew because they knew her routine about how she had to go turn in the paperwork. That's why they said the staircase thing. So that's when Zach told him he got I think he said 1 hour to take the profile down. So whoever, Belinda, we assuming it's Belinda. You never know until they actually show it, if they ever show it. But this is a Tyler Perry, and he don't show stuff sometime, majority of the time. So we just gonna have to assume it's Belinda. Just like the credit card thing, just like the doggone picture. Like, make all this fuss about this stuff, but then don't even show who did it. What kind of sense that? No, okay. Let me just do my review. But yeah, after they revealed what the name of that doggone dating app was, I was like, that don't even sound like she'd go on something like that. And definitely, who gonna tell you, oh, I'm at home right now. Oh, I'm at work right now. Actually, look, I'm about to go on the staircase, turning this paper. I'm just inviting you. I don't know if you're a attacker, a sicko, or what. Then it's not just about. I know their intent is to just prove that both of these folks, just ain't. They should break up, basically. But they don't see the danger in it. Like, y'all could have put her in a dangerous situation, especially if this app is real, actual app. Who's to say somebody ain't gonna come like, yeah, I've been following you ever since your app been on here. You've been messaging, look, all this other stuff. But yeah, at that point, Zach knew Nathan had something to do with it, so he told him to take it down. And Tony just standing up there, just trying to get him to stop. And I said, look, you're gonna have to decide, buddy, old pal. But yeah, on episode 8, episode 8 was when the dinner, it hadn't started yet, but basically everybody getting dressed. Zach goes outside. Bryce is there. Well, before he went outside, Bryce was like, oh, are we good? Because you been acting weird lately. I said, you tried to kiss him. Not to say he should. The thing I agree with Bryce said, he says they had to work together. And I was like, I agree, because if y'all gonna work together, he gonna have to get over it at some point. He gonna have to get over it. He gonna have to tell him, okay, we're gonna be cool. We're gonna do this work together, but you better not cross that line again. We're gonna have a problem, or this is how it's gonna be, something like that. Because you ain't gonna be able to operate steady like that. You ain't. But yeah, he's like, okay. Then he tried to hug him, but Zach pushed up his arm like that. So then Zach goes outside to see Deja. She in the car. That's what I skipped over. I know what I skipped over. Deja. I've been studying talking about her since the beginning of this review, or this chit chat. I ain't gonna say review. The beginning of this recap. That's what I'm gonna say. And I still ain't addressed it. So she sit up here, and first he was trying to help her with the groceries, and Fatima told him not to. So she went over there. She threw the groceries. Oh yeah, and now I got a question. Sorry for yelling. Do y'all think it's different? Is there a difference between how Fatima has been acting towards Deja and how Zach acted towards Paul? Because I've seen a lot of people discussing it. Yeah, so first, it's the groceries thing. He tried to help her with it. Then it's like, oh, I can't turn the radio down. It's so she said went back against the wall or something. How did you turn the radio on? Then it's like, oh, what was it? I can't turn the water off in the tub. It's gonna overflow. It's gonna overflow. I said, now look, I would have been like, okay, I sent, okay, Fatima. I think he did bring up sending Fatima. He was like, I seen. She said she seen. How you get up to see her? Look, get up and turn your water off. Then look, how did you get in the tub? And it was the car. A second time. She did it twice. Like, she need help out the car. Then why would you need to pick her up anyway to get her out the car? And then that's when he got caught by Fatima mama. He got caught by Fatima mama. Holding her. Holding her. Why would you need to look, they just gone, I don't know. But yeah, why would you need first how did you get in the car? Now you can't get out. How did you get in the bathtub? Now you can't turn the water off. Then he said he reached her I think it was a towel to put on. And so she eventually did, and that's when they got on the couch. Why was you still there? Then he told her, look, you're going to have to stop this. Fatima, she tried to convince him Fatima want money. And he's like, no, that'd be you and all that. And basically defend her. I was like, he did all that defending her only to still not go over there and not trust her. They don't go over there. They don't communicate. They ain't communicate. They didn't communicate about the Karen photo. They didn't communicate. I don't even think they even communicated about the original photo of him with Deja on the lap. I think they argued about it. I can't remember. The Karen photo, the what happened in the elevator, the mama catching him with Deja in the arms. What else? She still ain't talked about the doggone abortion. She ain't talked about Ian mama wanted her to come over. They brought up they did all that in season 1 about Ian being sick. And that reminded me of Tyler Perry's what was it? Why Did I Get Married To? Where what's the dude name? Mike was sick and everything. I was like, look, and then look, he be recycling storylines. I told y'all. He be recycling storylines. But yeah, Mike was sick and what was her name? I forgot her name. Jill Scott's character was taking care of him, and then that's when dog hold on, let me see. Troy is his name. Troy was married to Jill Scott character and everything. I can't remember her name right now. But yeah, I was like, is he recycling that storyline? But this season finna be over, and we haven't seen Ian. We haven't heard no mention of nothing that went on last season. And I was like, maybe the character just didn't work out, or they wasn't feeling it, or they quit or something. Maybe that's what happened. But what else happened? Deja ended up saying that she's going to sue Fatima. How did she find out about Zach having money? I mean, she said she gonna sue Fatima, but then she was like, they both need to get their suits ready, and she taking both of them to court, so he's gonna get sued as well. So I'm just like, okay, at what point did you learn that? Maybe she knew because he is the property manager at her place. So I was like, I don't know. But the last 2 episodes air next week, y'all. They should have put it up there this weekend, y'all, so you have something to watch. But the last 2, like I said, I already did the episode synopsis, but I'm gonna say it again. Zatima season 2, episode 9. It's called The Dinner Diagnosis. Zach is tricked into a dinner intervention by Fatima, and some ugly truths are revealed. Bryce admits to his big girl fetish and other acquired tastes. So he just like what he like, to summarize Bryce. Season 2, episode 10, The Good with the Bad. Zach's childhood trauma causes new issues in his relationship with Fatima. Imagine if both of their families met each other. Like I said, I heard that Fatima dad, he's gonna be more understanding. I don't know if they mean her biological dad or stepdad, because Fatima mama said her biological dad was in prison as well, like Zach had been. But the other one is a stepdaddy, but she called him dad, I guess, based on what they saying. So I was like, okay, which one gonna like Zach though? But I said they dealing with. I don't want to. What else did I want to talk about before I talk about the? Yeah, they supposed to have dinner. She said she was gonna convince Zach to go, and I was like, look, Zach gonna say, I ain't got time to deal with my own folks stuff. You know, I don't want to deal with your folks stuff. And I bet they got some skeletons in their closet. It's always the people who feel the need to, act like they just holier than thou and they just better than you. They always have all type of skeletons in their closet, under their tongue. I've been saying lately, people have skeletons under their tongue. So the minute they start talking, them just start dropping. And they just start telling on themselves. But yeah, that's all. I think that's everything, y'all. We talked about these characters. Belinda, we haven't seen her too much this season. We haven't seen Ian. We haven't seen who else? We haven't really nothing been going on too. The Connie, I forgot Connie. How I forget Connie? I wrote it down and everything. Hold on, let me see where my list go. Let's check. The Connie, what did I have to say about Connie? Oh, Nate said he know who could break them up. I said okay, even if she succeeded, because he trying to get Connie to break Zach and Fatima up. They can, and even Tony was like, oh, I thought Zach Attack was back and all this stuff, and I was like, so you wishy washy. You wishy washy at this point. You're a flip flopper like Nate said. So yeah, Nate was talking about. I know I could get Connie. I could get Connie to break them up and everything. So more than likely he's still gonna try it. And I was like, he don't learn his lesson. Like, and they keep on mentioning, and this some another life lesson. Just because you grew up with people doesn't mean you could go up with them. And they talking about, I've been knowing him since we were kids. I know he had something. I know he hiding something or something. They told him, and I was like, it don't matter how long you known a person. In your now, if you're choosing for Zach, he's choosing. Like, look, a lot of us are saying over on Sisters that Zach was the only one that's displaying change out of all the cast, out of all the people. He was. I don't know. I had to think about it, but I'm thinking more than likely he's the one because the upgrade. It's just his mindset and just how he's been elevating. He's the only one. That's what he's talking about. But for Zay to have decided to change and actually been trying to change, and for them, they keep inviting stuff. They look, I said it's already one thing you dealing with outsiders. I mean, technically, y'all all supposed to be an outsider, but as in regards to your friend circle, y'all supposed to look. That's supposed to be their village. He's supposed to be your village, but you over here trying to break them up. You over here trying. Then he self sabotage because he listening to them. Now they arguing about that as well. And I was like, the whole season 2 thus far, and apparently according to these synopsises, the whole season is based on them arguing. And all we see on Sisters is them arguing. And it's like, we ain't looking for no fairy tale, but we ain't looking for all this cake. Some of us, look, we grew up seeing that enough in real life. We don't need to see it on TV as well. Look, I don't know. I know, like, I'm okay with something. I say I could deal with the Deja thing because eventually she gonna get whatever she trying, it's gonna be revealed out in the open. But, like, every time something they argue, they never address anything. Like, you sweeping stuff under the rug and it just is to the ceiling at this point. It's starting to get to the ceiling. But yeah, what y'all think? How you liking? I said how you liking. How are you liking season 2 so far? Tyler Perry's a team of season 2. That didn't make sense. How do y'all like Tyler Perry's a team of season 2? Do y'all think it's better than Sisters? I still say it's better than Sisters. Sisters, I think, has reached this limit, and they still ain't did no doggone trailer. I seen somebody upload the trailer for Ruthless. I don't watch that though. They uploaded the trailer for Ruthless, so hopefully we get a trailer soon because it's what, April, May, June. I've heard two different things. I've heard it's coming back on the June. I've heard it's coming back on July. Regardless of if it is, they usually have trailers out by now. So maybe sometime this month or maybe next. Cause when Sisters usually air on Wednesdays. Yeah, Sisters usually air on Wednesday. So maybe next Wednesday after House of Pain, maybe, or before House of Pain, we'll get to see it. What else they be showing? I haven't got into the Miss Pat show either. I'm gonna try to. Do y'all watch that? Comment down below. But yeah, that's it. I think that's everything. Um, I think I've talked about basically everything for this review. Not the review, recap. But yeah, I just wanted to see what y'all thought. Like, do y'all like see? Because I seen some people like, oh, they saying council they don't like the team. They don't like Zach and Fatima together anymore. Um, I seen some people saying he might as well have stayed with Karen. Look, there's people going, y'all tough to please. But yeah, I agree that the way they showing it, I ain't gonna say he need to be back with Karen because if she belittled, why would you want to be with? She belittled him. Like, I don't. I don't agree. Like I said before, I don't agree with them saying she wanted his money because she didn't want his money. I don't agree with that. But she never spoke life. Of course, like they never discussed that, and if she grew up around that stuff, I would give her the benefit of the doubt. But for them to put him with Fatima, I thought it would be better than what it is. But there's still a chance. We just on season 2. And I think this the final season. Not the final season. Oh Lord Jesus. This the final episode of this season. So do they do 10 episodes per season or something? I was like, dog, it started and ended fast. But yeah, y'all let me know down below what y'all think of season 2 of Tyler Perry's Zatima. Stay tuned for more videos. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe. Deuces.